like a pack of sharks who smelled blood. This is how a Truth Commission lawyer has described the killers of American student Amy Biehl. Biehl was attacked and killed by members of the Pan-Africanist Students' Organization in Gugulethu near Cape Town in August 1993. This week, her murderers asked for forgiveness from her family and friends and claimed a political motive for their roles in her death.
The 25th of August 1993 starts out as an ordinary day in Cape Town. But the townships around the city are in a state of political tension as a result of student and teacher protests. On this day, PASO, the PAC's students' organization, is relaunched at Langa High. Fiery political speeches are made by local PAC leaders. Emotions run high. After the meeting, a large crowd ends up in the nearby township of Gugulethu. Meanwhile, American Fulbright student Amy Biehl, who worked as a researcher at the University of the Western Cape, is driving through Gugulethu, giving 3 black colleagues a lift home. Then the white woman is spotted by the inflamed group, and 2 worlds collide. At the end of sustained stoning and stabbing, Amy Biehl is dead. Her young killers have maintained their innocence up to now. But this week, Ndobeko Penny, Mzikona Easy Nofamela, Vusumzi Ntamo and Mongezi Manqina told the TRC's Amnesty Committee in chilling detail why they participated in this horrific attack.
When the PASO executive members ordered us to go out and prepare the groundwork for APLA and to make the township ungovernable, I regarded this as an instruction to also harm, injure and kill white people. When I saw that the driver of the vehicle which we had stoned and which had come to a standstill was a white person, I immediately asked one of the comrades in the crowd for a knife. For me, this was an opportunity to put into practice the slogan, "One settler, one bullet."
Manqina admitted for the first time that he'd inflicted the fatal stab wound to Amy's heart. In his affidavit, Vusumzu Ntamo claims that though he's mentally handicapped, he was nonetheless a faithful follower of PASO.
Even after Manqina had stabbed Amy, I still threw stones at her. At least another 4 or 5 stones. I threw stones at her because she was a settler.
If you did hear from the passengers that she was also a comrade that day, would you have acted any differently?
I don't think so.
Can you elaborate?
At the time, we were in very high spirits, and the white people were oppressive. We had no mercy on the white people. A white person was a white person to our eyes.
You see, what I'm going to suggest to you, Mr. Nofamela, that the attack and brutal murder of Amy Biehl could not have been done with a political objective. It was wanton brutality, like a pack of sharks smelling blood. Isn't that the truth?
No, that's not true. That's not true. We are not such things.
When I look closely at what I did, I realized that it was bad. I took part in killing someone that we could have used to achieve our own aims. Amy was one of the people who could have, in an international sense, worked for our country. I ask Amy's parents, Amy's friends, relatives, I ask them to forgive me.
Linda and Peter Biehl showed little emotion as they listened to their daughter's killers, but they pledged their support for the truth and reconciliation process.
We unabashedly support the process, which we recognize to be unprecedented in contemporary human history.
The Biehls, who say they're committed to continuing Amy's work for women's rights in South Africa, spent most of Friday with the Mosaic Women's Group in Gugulethu. They've come to terms with Amy's death, but still find it hard to believe that she died just 2 days before she was due to return home to California.
You know, when you heard it, you thought it was absolutely impossible. Here she was, ready to come home in 2 days. And of all the time she's been in and out of Africa in the last 4 or 5 years that this happened. And I think, you know, we were totally devastated.
That's right. I mean,
Just
what
totally
Linda says is
devastated.
true. If we hadn't been expecting Amy in a couple of days, it might not have been such a shock.
Things that she had talked about, expressed opinions about, just sort of started to come through us, you know.
Is that why you decided not to oppose the amnesty applications? Is it because that's the way Amy would have wanted you to deal with it?
Yeah, exactly. Amy had prepared us in the sense that she said, Mother and Dad, you can't blame these young African people for doing what's been done to them, you know, for decades. Come on, you know.
Yeah, the brutalization.
Yeah. So, believe me, Amy's words were very much in our minds in approaching the TRC and this whole process.
I mean, I just remembered from the very beginning, and one of my first comments was, I said, Lord, forgive them, they know not what they do, you know? And I'm not sure that I ever felt this need to just say, I forgive you.
My hope is that they've been truthful with us and with the committee, more importantly, and with South Africa, because it's for South Africa to decide to forgive its own, not for Peter and Linda Biehl to. We're not God. We don't go around granting forgiveness, and I think our forgiveness, if you will, is a very personal and a very private thing.
When we left Linda and Peter Biehl at Gugulethu, we came to the site where their daughter had been attacked. Only these dried-out flowers serve as a reminder of Amy Biehl's brutal killing here at NY1 Gugulethu 4 years ago. An act which the Amnesty Committee now has to decide was either a politically inspired murder or a racial one.